It took an eternity, but the truth has finally been revealed. The true cost of what mass migration has inflicted on the UK. Official statistics. Foreigners living in the UK are 3.5 times more likely to be arrested for sexual offences than British citizens. That's odd, because all the campaigns highlighting the issue of sexual harassment look like this.
Sweetheart, you alright? You alright, yeah?
Oi, look at the body on that.
And for all crimes, foreign nationals were arrested at twice the rate of British citizens. The top arrest rates by nationality, soaring in at number 1 is Albania, a country starved of genuine achievements, but this is probably not the title they'd wished for. And then Afghanistan, Iraq, Algeria, Congo, Morocco, Somalia, Eritrea, Iran, all reinforcing the maxim that diversity is indeed our greatest strength. And don't forget, these figures don't even include migrant background individuals. You include those and the numbers are likely to be bordering on catastrophic. 48 nationalities living in the UK have a higher arrest rate than British citizens. And when you focus on certain regions, the situation is even more alarming. In Greater London, 39.2% of sex crime arrests are foreign nationals. In the West Midlands, it's 38.8%. In Derbyshire, it's 44.8%. And in the City of London, it's a whopping 66.9%. More than 2/3 of arrests for sexual offences are foreign nationals. And these numbers are only going to get worse as we import close to 1 million net migrants every year. The thing about those statistics coming out today about foreigners and sex crimes is that the British state already had that data, and yet the flow of foreigners coming in only ever increased. It can no longer be denied. Mass migration has made the UK increasingly unsafe for women and girls. The statistics only underline what women who've experienced that strange form of cultural enrichment have been warning us about for years.
I've been living in London for 10 years. I've also lived in multiple other countries around the world. Never before have I felt as unsafe as I do now. When I walk down the street, I'm increasingly being leered at. I'm increasingly being followed like I'm going around the souks of Morocco. And it's not, visibly to me anyway, people who were born and bred here. It isn't. And it's very difficult because we're not allowed to talk about it because, oh my gosh, that breaks taboo. Oh, you're a racist if you say this. I'm sorry. A lot of women going about their daily business feel that their safety is being directly threatened by people who are coming from different cultures. And this needs to be discussed because I've had enough. All my other female friends have had enough. When I put this stuff online, the number of comments online from other women saying they've had enough and saying thank you for talking about this.
Call me crazy, but I'm starting to think that Deliveroo and Uber Eats weren't worth it. Joe Rogan, known for being in great shape for his age, he bounced back from COVID in just a few days, so you know he takes care of himself. One of the supplements Rogan's talked about is NMN, but rather than me explain its benefits, I'm going to let the doctor that discovered it fill you in.
I also take supplements, and in fact most of my colleagues are in the field of aging, or anti-aging as people call it. So I take NMN every morning.
What is NMN?
Good question. So let me take a quick step back.
Sure.
So about 20 years ago, Lenny Guarente and a team of us at MIT discovered a set of genes that controls aging. And what they do is they protect all organisms on the planet, plants, bacteria, humans, from deterioration and disease. They're like the Pentagon. They sense when we're hungry, sense when we're exercising, and they send out the troops to defend us. And so we think that these genes are responsible for the effects of dieting and exercise, which is great. What that means is we can now mimic that with molecules.
I feel like I should make a shopping list.
So get a pen. So
people who take NMN are enjoying improved energy, weight management, endurance and strength. Personally, I've found it's helped improve my skin. Not bad for 42. When you take NMN, your body starts producing NAD+, which starts firing up those abilities you had when you were 16, 18 years old. And you don't have any more because you've aged. The pot belly, the creaky knuckles, the wrinkles. Well, this works towards undoing all that. Times are hard. You need to be strong. You need to be mentally aware. You need to be healthy. You need to take care of yourself because no one else is going to do it. So please check out Black Forest Supplements NMN via the link down below. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. I know I am. These new crime stats emerged as controversy exploded over the Labour government's refusal to support a new inquiry into the grooming gang scandal. Now, Keir Starmer, having been pounded on the issue by Elon Musk for over a week, essentially said that anyone concerned about the industrial-scale grooming, exploitation and rape of young girls by predominantly Pakistani men is basically just a far-right bigot.
And when politicians, and I mean politicians, who sat in government for many years, are casual about honesty, decency, truth, and the rule of law, calling for inquiries because they want to jump on a bandwagon of the far right, then that affects politics.
Starmer's not exactly keen on investigating the subject, given that under his leadership the CPS failed to prosecute many of these grooming gang ringleaders.
Critics will say it's not a far-right bandwagon issue, Prime Minister. The ICSA report looked at just 6 towns where grooming gangs were operating. Rochdale got 1 mention in 400 pages. We have found at GB News court reports showing gangs operating in 50 towns across the country. Are you certain, as Prime Minister, it's not going on today? Why don't you order a national public inquiry to join the dots between 50 towns, not 6, barely mentioned in the J report? Are you afraid it might expose failings as your role as a DPP? And that's why Elon Musk says, were you complicit in the rape of Britain? You have not. To go after the far right on this does not go to the heart of the problem.
Starmer's CPS failed to prosecute, despite in some cases literally finding the DNA of the accused in the victim's underwear.
Those that are spreading lies and misinformation as far and as wide as possible, they're not interested in victims. They're interested in themselves.
The absolute nerve of Starmer to claim that people are just pretending to be outraged about this and they don't really care about the victims, when Labour councils were directly involved in covering up the scandal from the late 90s onwards, when Labour's cover-up ensured that victims of the Rotherham grooming gang and others were ignored or silenced, because the government thought preserving the image of the UK as a successful multicultural society was more important than obtaining justice for the victims. In some instances, authorities even sided with the abusers because prosecuting them would have been seen as politically incorrect. In some cases, police even arrested the parents of the girls who were being trafficked and abused. And the Labour Prime Minister Gordon Brown allegedly told police to deliberately ignore the issue because the girls had chosen to be abused.
My name is Dion Muller. I'm an ex-police officer. Former Chief Crown Prosecutor Mr. Nazir Afwaz stated in an interview to the BBC Radio 4 that in 2008 the Labour government under Prime Minister Gordon Brown and Home Secretary Jackie Smith sent a circular to all police forces in this country saying that as far as these young girls who are being exploited in town, we believe that they have made an informed choice about their sexual behaviour. And therefore, it is not for you police officers to get involved in.
They essentially covered it all up because they were scared of how the general public would react if the full horror of it was revealed. And the full horror is almost beyond comprehension. That's why they're blocking a new inquiry, because they were complicit in it from the very beginning. And now they're trying to deflect the anger by monstering Elon Musk for merely talking about it. People are demanding a new inquiry, but what exactly will that accomplish? Another opportunity for the political establishment to cover it all up? When will the conversation shift to re-migration, to sending home the 10,000 foreign criminals currently in UK prisons? Sweden's doing it. They now have a net outflow of migration. And just over the weekend, the German government signalled it was about to do it too, re-migrating nearly 500,000 Syrians who are not in employment and are on state benefits. If two of the most liberal countries on the planet when it comes to open borders can change course, can turn to re-migration when it's the only feasible solution to the utter mess that's been visited on us as a result of mass migration, when polls show a full 70% of Brits think migration is too high, why can't we do it too? If you value what I do and you want to help support me, please visit pauljosephwatson.locals.com and either pledge a one-time donation or subscribe to join my community, get early access videos and message me directly. And exclusive live streams coming soon too. Promise. Check out the Locals link down in the description. And don't forget to take a look at the brand new website modernity.news. That's where you'll find all my content, including exclusive articles. That's modernity.news.